Alright, so who's ready for the cursed video? I mean, it's not really going to be cursed to anyone but me, but nonetheless, cursed video. So, starting out, we're just gonna ignore these guys. Nope. I don't care. Not involving myself in any of that business. So, this route's actually going to be a little bit difficult. We've got some new enemies here. We've seen plenty of skeletons, but now we've got skeleton soldiers, and God, I love their goofy animations so much. So yeah, major thing about skeleton soldiers is that they really like to rush you, which can be quite a big problem. They're probably some of the harder skeleton enemies to deal with in the game, because they can just come barreling in at you from off-screen. And while it does look goofy, it can actually catch you off guard very easily. Especially since, I don't know about you, but I personally really like, or not that I like per se, but I generally take a more offensive approach to skeletons because they're typically pretty weak. And I mean, to be fair, they are. Their HP and their actual attack power isn't... Oh wow, perfect guard, nice. That was definitely on purpose, trust me on this one. Anyway, yeah, their HP and actual strength is low, but they can do some chip damage. So we've got 2 floors here, as well as a very large portion of this floor unexplored. However, we're almost done with this floor, and we're going to be exploring floor 2 before we get around to the right side of the map. These guys have a fireball, which I believe I probably mentioned. However, that reminded me, the lizard men also have a fire attack. They just kind of breathe fire at you. That's more or less it. Got a marker stone. Again, not one of my favorite items to find, but it's helpful. But anyway, yeah, I figured I might as well mention that just in case we don't get around to it. Here we have a unique room. Got a bridge over there, and if we walk to this side, that's the boss room over there. Now, that switch we pulled earlier actually put the bridge in place. So we've done half of what we need to do to get to the boss room. However, if we tried to go down that direction, there'd be a little waterfall blocking one of the doors, so we're not done there yet. And God, I love the lizard men so much. They just run around like doofuses for a while. Just having a good time. Don't stop them now, because they're having a good time. They're having a ball. Anyway, skeleton archers aren't a big deal, especially if they don't bother attacking you until you're actually close to them, which is not what you should do as an archer. Alright, so room full of flea men. Actually not too bad. I don't think I had too much difficulty with this one. And man, got a whole lot of heart repairs. If I ever need hearts, jeez. That's a lot of heart repairs. I realized I had a lot of them later, but it did not occur to me while actually playing this that I had picked up so many. Anyway, flea men, lizard men, whole lot of men. Oh, did you see that? He did the fire breath. He did it. You might not have seen it because it was mostly off screen, but he did a fire. He did it. I'm proud of him. And that's that. I killed him. So that takes care of the enemies in this hall, but if we come up to the end here, after I pick up some more hearts, we have a door covered in ice. Of course, our normal whip doesn't do anything, so we gotta use the Whip of Flames. And easy enough, just whip the ice a few times, it'll go down. So, what's in the room, you might ask? Well, it's a new item. The little hammer. I really like this relic. So, with this on, we'll just create coins all over the place. This does have a potential downside in that it might be an extra distraction for you during a tough battle, but otherwise, like, they're decent coins. Obviously, they're the coin items, so you're not gonna get an extremely high number of coins from hitting enemies, but for every hit you do, you get a coin of some variety. And I believe they're typically better than the ones you get in the lanterns, so go wide, oh god. Go wild, not go wide, as I think I said. So, frost demons, they're a pain. I wonder if we'll see why. We might not, because the reason they're a pain resulted in quite a few game overs. That's not the reason why. That attack is the same as the flame demon, and it's really not a big deal. It's about as tough as the one we experienced when we fought the flame demons, which is to say, it's more helpful in recovering... Oh, jeez. in recovering magic. So, you notice those ice spit attacks, right? Now, of course, like the flame demons, they have the attack that sort of forms underneath you that you have to get out of the way of. It's just icicles instead of fire. However, the fire-spitting attack from the flame demons was not a threat at all. I mean, sure, it did damage, and it's kinda quick, but, like, not really a big deal otherwise. The ice spit attack, on the other hand, can be potentially lethal, because it causes paralysis. So you remember, of course, that we saw paralysis during the golem fights. That's the one that just sticks you to the ground and freezes you to place until you, like, waggle the control stick or press some buttons for a bit to free yourself. Not even getting hits will free you from that status, so if you get hit with paralysis, you're going to take a lot of damage. And considering that room... Oh, geez. Okay, we'll talk about that in a sec. Falcon Claw. Really good attack. You just have to do a triple jump. The third jump will do this. It's going to come in handy. It's a fun move to use, just not always the most accurate. Anyway, as I was saying before, to wrap that up since it's gone on a while, the little, shoot, what's the shockwave that appeared from the ice spit attack, that can also paralyze you if you don't dodge it in time. Even if you dodge fairly well, if you didn't dodge well enough, guess what? You get paralyzed. And like I said, in a room like that, you're going to take a lot of punishment just for getting hit by a shockwave. Also, hell yeah, you can do multiple eagle dives in a row, or falcon dive, whatever it's called, I've already forgotten, but you know what? It's a kick attack. We do a dive kick. It rules. Anyway, yeah, so as I said before, a lot of game overs from the frost demons because they can paralyze you. It is the worst, and while I have survived being paralyzed before, getting paralyzed means if I didn't die right away, I would lose too much health to survive later parts, considering how well I fared against the Cyclops. So, this lever, right here, in one of my initial runs of this, in which I got to the end, I decided not to pull this, due to the fact that, unlike the bridge lever, this one will bar your way in certain directions. It does uncover the path we need, however it also uncovers a different room, and the map I used failed to mention that. So what I thought was being efficient by skipping that for the time being, since we're going to have to take multiple trips to this floor, ended up screwing me over, actually, because I didn't realize that while I would easily be able to access Basement 2 again, because the waterfall blocks direct access, the direct access we took, it also blocks a room we could have gone to in the next part. So yeah, I pulled it here so that we could access that when the time comes. I will make mention of it when we get there. For now, here's a fun room. It's got a whole lot of lizard men in it. Now, thankfully, lizard men don't do too much damage, and they're pretty easy to dodge because, well, I'm a little bit low on health. I'm not as bad off as I have been. Like I said, because I didn't get paralyzed, I didn't take too much punishment, and because I didn't take too much punishment, all the fuck-ups I had against the Cyclopses, Cyclopsi, the plural of Cyclops, because of that, yeah, that wasn't too harsh on me in the long run, so did not screw me over completely. And man, geez, there is blood everywhere. Lizard men bleed a lot, don't they? God. When it happens to a whole lot of enemies at once, you kind of realize, geez, it's brutal. I mean, sure, it's a goofy animation, but that's still blood everywhere. And thankfully, we also get an HP max up, so even if I had lost more health than I had, if I got to this point, then we'd be A-okay. To be fair, though, we are almost done with this episode. There's not much more ground for us to cover. However, we are going to be going to a new room soon, hence why I'm not just cutting. Not here. I think the Cyclops just hit that lizard man. So yeah, of course, I'm going back to the... Oh, jeez! Okay, I know I'm harsh on myself about not dodging Cyclopses, but, like, sometimes I just had to deal with that. You're gonna want to pay attention to the screen shaking and the sound, because otherwise those guys just charge in out of nowhere and do a lot of damage to you. Anyway, here's a room full of mermen, and that guy over there. It's seriously not a big deal at all. In fact, if you're really having trouble, the Armor Knight over here won't even spawn until you make it a certain way into the room. You probably noticed him just come down from the ceiling. That's not timer-based, that's position-based. I'll try to point out when enemies do that, but I don't usually notice that myself. It's probably happened already, I'm sure, and I just didn't notice. Oh, I hate this room because this angle is horrible. Obviously, it's not as bad as if you're going the other way, but, you know. As a trap, it's not that dangerous unless it has the camera angle on its side. Thankfully, though, I don't have to do that again, you know, in that direction, because I can just cut back over here and... Oh, gee... Oh, good showcase of that attack, and God, good showcase of friendly fire. Alright, we're pretty much done. We've got some lizard men to deal with, but we fought a room full of these guys with less health than I have now. I don't think they're going to kill me. I'm fairly positive they won't. Now, the nice thing is there's a potion over there to lead us in this direction. Reason being is the room to our right's actually dangerous, but otherwise unmarked, so what they're trying to do here is lead your eyes in this direction and indicate that this is a safe path that leads to a save point not far from the potion. It's kind of an awkward sentence. Either way, though, we're done here. Next time on Castlevania Lament of Innocence. I'm still not free from recording this horrible level. I don't like Dark Palace of Waterfalls, and I wish it would be over. Pretty please, can I skip it? No? Okay.